right, you're back. Screaming Demons RC, SDRC in the shop tonight. We've got a review and install to do. This is a continuation on the Kraton 6S Vitavon build that I've been doing here. And here's the drive shafts we'll be doing tonight. The CVD drive shafts for the Kraton 6S. These have spline shafts and they're really nice pieces, all CVD, constant velocity drive shafts. Here's the stock drive shafts right here, the Arrma ones. They do have Integy wheel nuts here, so they're not completely stock. This is the aftermarket Integy wheel nuts. But we're going to be installing them tonight on the Kraton build. Here's the rest of the vehicle sitting right here. Well, majority of the vehicle sitting right here. What we've done in the last few videos. But what I'm going to do is, first of all, we're going to start by giving you the weights for all the shafts, the stock Arrma ones versus the Vitavon ones, and also the weights, also the thicknesses of the shafts themselves. So I'm going to put that on the screen now with a picture, and it'll show you all the weights and everything here. So all right, we're going to go over these shafts really quickly here. I'll show you what they're all about here. So all 4 shafts that it comes with in the set, they're all identical, fronts and rears. You can interchange them. They're all identical. So what you do here is you take off the caps. Here's the caps. You can see they say Vitavon machined into them. Beautiful little pieces here. These are your the wheel nuts, sorry, not caps. And then underneath that, you have your hub, which is now a spline. You can see the splines cut in the back of that hub. The splines match these splines here. Get a bit better light on there. You can see the splines in there. Okay, now to get this hub off of the axle here, you have to take out this little screw here. And that's a 2 millimeter hex screw. You take that out, and make sure when you put them back in to hold the hubs on, you do add some blue Loctite just so they aren't going to come loose on you. Okay, so let's get a set of these installed in the vehicle here. I'm going to start with the back. I'll show you what they're like when they're fully installed here. All right, we've got those rear drive shafts installed. They went together nicely. It all went smooth, and they look great. I just readjusted my upper length here to get the hubs at about the right angle. I'll get the wheels put on to the truck, and then I'll adjust the upper lengths exactly where they should be. But it's looking really good. Everything went on smooth, like I said. The wheel nuts here, they thread on beautifully. They don't have O-rings in them like some types. The Integy ones had O-rings in them. I don't really like the O-rings. They just basically got chewed apart, and then the nuts would they wouldn't stay as tight as they could without O-rings. I think just threads like this, add a bit of Loctite if you're concerned if the wheel nuts come loose. But they are knurled on the back side there to keep them biting into the plastic on your wheels. And like I said, the screw that holds this here on, the splined hub hex, the screw that holds that on, make sure you put a little bit of blue Loctite just so they don't loosen off, and then your hubs would get loose. But they couldn't come completely out because they would hit the inside of the cap here. But just a little reminder, add some blue Loctite to those. Like I said, the shafts are actually bigger than the stock ones, so that'll keep them from bending and flexing too much. Other than that, they went together just like a stock drive shaft would go in, and no problems there. So we're going to get the fronts installed, and then I'll show you what that's like after they're done. All right, 1 second. All right, we've got those front drive shafts, CVD drive shafts, installed into the front end of the Kraton 6S here. You can see those drive shafts in there. They're looking great. Went in nice and smoothly, just like the rears. And I can't wait to get this vehicle back together and out on the track. We have a couple more parts to do on this build. I have the steering assembly and the servo horn and servo arm for the steering arm. And then we're going to get that installed in the next video, and we're going to start getting this truck put back together. I'm going to take a Castle system out of one of my other RCs. Castle speed control, 8 scale speed control, and the motor is a 2200 kV, I believe it is. And so we're going to install that in this Kraton and get a bit more RPM out of it and see what we can do with that. Get this baby up and doing some double backflips on 6S. All right, well, if you got anything out of that video and you like that, throw me a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, go and hit that subscribe button there, and so you're not going to miss any of the action or the videos coming up in the future on this build. We have, like I said, a few more things to do on this truck, and that's going to go back together. And yeah, anyway, I'm going to let you guys go for tonight. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and share this with all your friends that have Kratons or just love watching RC videos and how they go together. Anyway, thanks again for watching. We'll talk to you real soon. Screaming Demons RC, SDRC, we're out.